Okay, here we go. This is a deep guide for star charts. We've already covered it. We have already covered it, but I failed to record Discord, so all the information that was shared in Discord wasn't all there. It wasn't all captured, so we gotta do this again. And this is a guide for star charts, right? Maybe there's some stuff you didn't know. Maybe there's some stuff you already knew. So we're just gonna talk about it and cover our bases. The star chart now introduced a new stat called Pen, right? If you're a returning player, you probably don't know what Pen is. Physical penetration and magical penetration just ignores a portion of their defenses, not defense levels, stuff like that. It ignores their base stuff, right? And the way defense levels work and attack levels is just, for the most part, I want to have more attack levels than you have defense levels to get over that. And then if I have 10 more attack levels than you, then after that, that's when the damage calculation comes in, right? Like if you have more defense levels than I have attack levels, then I'm negging because you'll have a 20% more defense from these stats over me. So it's just first get over their attack levels and defense levels, and then the stuff comes into play, right? But Pen straight up ignores a portion of their raw defense. So you could have a whole bunch of defense levels on me, but Pen will ignore a percentage base of that grand total. It's really weird how Pen works. When all the math gets added together, it's really, really weird. But just know Pen good, Pen very good for damage dealers, right? For a cleric, they might not need Pen, but for a Sin, Pen very good. Okay, um, that's one of the main stats you have to look out for as a damage dealer. You want double if you're a DD, right? Class specific. I'm going off of my Sin. Yeah, because I'm a Sin and I'm a DD. I want double physical attack, which I got, and a Pen. Double Pen would be better. Spirit would be okay too. A PDEF in here would also be great because that means I can increase my PDEF a little bit. As a Sin, you're very weak to PDEF. If you go back to my stats, right? My PDEF's always going to be lower than my elemental. Like, it is what it is. My PDEF will always be lower than my elemental. Light armor is very weird like that, right? So for Sin, I would like some PDEF in there. And these are called attributes. We just call them stats, right? So first, let's talk about your astral energy. There's two types of nebula dust orbs. Not is it nebula dust orbs? Yes, I believe it's nebula dust orbs. We're gonna cover this one more time. So there's blue nebula dust orbs and purple nebula dust orbs. The purple ones, if you read them, astral energy gain from horoscope 1. And if you read the blue ones, nothing. No astral energy uh, gained this horoscope, right? So if we open this bad boy up, we click right here, it lets you re-roll the stats. Whenever you horoscope, it'll re-roll the stats. The purple ones that give you astral energy will count towards 1. You use 10 nebula dust orbs, it'll go up by 1. So I need another 10,000 or 9,000 and something nebula dust orbs to get to astral energy 7. Why is that important? My astral energy is 6, which means when I open up a new little chest, right? If I open up a new one of these bad boys right here, that means it's going to come out with a guaranteed minimum 6 stats. A minimum of 6 stats will come out, period, every single time. If I can open all 1,000 of those, it will always come out with 6 stats. Minimum. Minimum. Could come out with more. And the astral energy also determines the max level of your start chart. So, like, look, if I try to click here, it will not go up. But if I up this, then it goes up, right? So your astral energy also determines the total level of your start chart. So very OP, very useful for that reason. And once you have a star chart, you want a minimum of 5 stats. Why? Because this happens. You can have a birth star with no stat on it. See, like there's absolutely no stat on it. And that means one of your stats minimum will be on a fate star, right? So once you start getting to Astral Energy 5, you can start re-rolling for getting stats on fate stars. This one's on a fate star, this one's on a fate star, this one's on a fate star. So let me explain the birth stars, right? So these birth stars, you want these to be your shitty stats, and then your really good stats will be out here in the fate stars, right? Because that takes us to the next thing, which is aptitude. So aptitude are these little things you farm through IBU, TNF, Whispering Mausoleum. You get these, right? You get them through Whispering Mausoleum, TNF, Heavenfall Temple, JDH, and some Western Steppes quests will give you this stuff, right? And this is your aptitude. Along when you're farming aptitude, you also get XP. Like it's just you're gonna get it. Like so, look, I got 4 from a Whispering Mausoleum, right? They give 1 XP up to level 50. So we look at this bad boy right here. This is a new one. So we go equip that bad boy. We're gonna go to Astral Energy Infusion. That means we can also feed XP into it. Boom, right? And then look, I can also try to do Star Shift. No, no, Stargazing. Nope. Yeah, there's nothing I can do because already up to 15, so I can't really do more. Yeah, so it is Star Shift, but I can't Star Shift because I don't have the necessary stuff. So look, it's already up to 15. Once you're at 15, it will not go higher. The free stuff is done. Now I have to use this powder to get to aptitude 20. I have to exchange it for this stuff, right? And then there's also ultimates that you can also get. Bam. So these come from packs. Also faction base from doing trials, stuff like that. You can get these, and these ones will go up to 105 for XP. So these are really good. I mean, they're really cheap right now. Really, really cheap. Like this is really cheap compared to how it used to be. They used to be like 4 or 5 mil each when it first came out. Now people used to have hundreds of them. But okay, so as you're leveling up, you're getting that free aptitude stuff from IBU. You want to stockpile the aptitude 15 stuff until you're aptitude 10, and then feed into it because it's gonna cost thousands of them, right? So you want to save them, save them. Don't feed them. You could try feeding them because they do have a chance to give between 0.01 and 0.02 aptitude each time. There's a chance they can give you 0.02, so it could speed up the process. But I would only do it if you have buddies that can carry you through JDH or Whispering, like we do for our friends. We carry them through stuff, just speed up the process. But when you get the aptitude, it's going to be placed on these birth stars, right? You might be wondering, oh, what about the fate stars? How do they get numbers? Well, the aptitude is calculated by this birth star being a 5 and this birth star being a 4.6. You add those together and you get a 9.6. Same thing over here. We have a 5 and we have a 4.78. So that means it's going to be a 9.78. Bam. Right? So these birth stars will be added together to combine that. So this one and this one will be added together to combine that. So in theory, you can have 2 10s because you'll have 5, 5, 5, and then whatever random numbers you have here. So you can have a perfect 10, or or you can have 3 9s. Personally, I would probably go for the 3 9s. I'm not gonna lie, because 3 9s means 3 stats are really good compared to 2 really good ones and 3 mediocre ones. Personally, that's just how I see it, right? Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? We did explain pen. We did explain pen. One of the ways you can counter pen, and this sucks if you're not a heavy armor tune, is break the cap. Break the cap. Like I get 94.2% from physical defense. I get 94.5 from magic, right? If you break the cap and you get like 100%, which is not easy for a Sin to do. It's easy for fucking Seekers, Barbs, and shit like that. You can stop pen in its tracks. It's freaking hilarious. You just have to have so much defense that the pen doesn't work. Like, it's kind of funny that it works like that. Oh no, why is our... Oh yeah, yeah. Because we got the deaf one on. Yeah. But, okay. So every class, like I believe I explained it, every class, right, has a different modifier for Sins. It's like times 8. So you add these numbers together, it comes out to, and multiply times 8. My sink gets 11,000 damage, right? And I can show that right now here. Boom, exactly 11,000 damage, right? My conduit gives me 1,000 damage. I take that off, I lose 8,000 physical attack, right? Take them both off, and I become a super weak set. Now, I don't believe I mentioned this already again, but doesn't hurt to mention it again. Okay, so archers and seekers are their skills work different than synths. Synths go off of our base physical damage for a lot of our skills. Seekers and archers go off of their sorry, disconnected again. Um, Seekers and archers go off of their base weapon, right? That's the main translation in the game. Base weapon means all your gear combined. Every stat that your gear gives you is calculated into your skills that say base weapon. Now this one right here, my cursed gel, 375% of weapon damage. So that 375 weapon damage means the stones. I believe it also means the engravings because that is on the gear itself. And guess what also counts as gear? Star charts and conduit. So the more you increase your star chart and conduit, hello star chart, the more your base weapon damage skills will hurt because it counts as gear. It's all your gear combined equals your base weapon damage. It is crazy how that works. You can look it up yourselves on the PWI Damage Wiki forum shenanigans. You can read all that stuff. It's very convoluted when all the math gets added together. When attack levels and everything gets mixed together, it gets very wonky. But okay. So star charts. Um, I did explain the max level. I did explain that. Okay. So positioning of the aptitudes and the attributes. So this is to reroll the attributes. Is so if you read it, is able to change the attribute positions for the Fate Star. All that means is that it's gonna be able to reroll where this physical attack goes. You're gonna reroll the stats until the two that you want as Fate Stars are touching together, right? So I got lucky, I got three of them, right? I got three of them touching together, and that's it. That's it. You just want them touching together up here on the Fate Star because these two share that 5, right? So that's why you want them together. So that powder will let you re-roll the attributes, the stats, right? Until the ones you want are on a Fate Star. That's the first gamba. It's a gamba because it's completely random, right? The second gamba is this bad boy. The total aptitude will remain unchanged while the other aptitude will be reassigned. That means you're re-rolling the positioning of the aptitude. Boom, 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 boom. So now that you have your 3 Fate Stars, now you want to re-roll the aptitude. And you can only re-roll it when you're aptitude 20. And that's when you start re-rolling and hope, pray that you get nines. Triple nines. Triple nines, in my opinion, triple nines is better than double tens. Because like here we have a 9.6 and here we have an 8.9, and the difference in attack is 50 points. Well, it would be 50 times 80 times 8 because since get times 8 modifier. So it is a big difference, but I'd rather have 3 usable stats, 3 really good usable stats compared to 2 really OP stats and then 3 shitty stats. Because remember, we have to get those attributes from somewhere. So that means we have to go over here, take all the attributes from this one, put them over here. Bam, we have a 5. So now we have a 5. Then we can also take away from this one. No, we will take away from this one. Bam, make this one a 10. Then come back over here. Like, so look. Actually, no. I'll take it back. These two would be shit, though. Like, these are practically birth stars. So I guess you can have triple really good stats. I guess you still can have triple really good stats and 2 practical birth stars. 2 extra birth stars. It's rough, though. It's rough. This would be a god tier roll, though. getting the stats you want next to close together, and then getting the aptitude to align like this. I've only seen one barb to do it. Forgot his name. He got super fucking lucky. He got super lucky. But yeah. So once you gamble for the fate stars, then you gamble for the aptitude, so you can get the tens or the nines, whatever it is that you want, right? Now I have this shitty one. Let me actually do it. I'm not actually gonna click it because this one's way too good. But see how this is five? If I want to pass the aptitude from this one onto that one, and we pretend like it'll also pass on the XP on there. Yes, because we're not actually gonna do it. But see, look. Let's say I wanted to pass on this aptitude and XP to this shitty one, right? Well, to this new one. Let's say this one was somehow better than the old one. I click yes, I am passing the XP and the aptitude over here, right? And that means the one that I just rerolled that allegedly would have better stats for me would gain all the benefits of the old one. It would gain the XP and the aptitude, right? So let's say I have a max level one with only three stats, but now I rerolled one with eight stats that has everything I need, and I want to pass everything on. This it would be this one. Then I would click yes, new aptitude. The aptitude will be passed over, and I can tell it's being passed over because it's going up. If I click no, I'm losing all the aptitude. So you got to make sure you read it, make sure your stats are going up, right? Now if I go back and switch it, and let's say I'm doing this for XP, right? Because I want the one or two extra XP, like I'm 2 or 3 XP away from leveling up. If I can mess up here, and I click select new aptitude, I will override my 15, like the XP will stay the same, but I will ride my 15 for a 5. So you have to make sure you're reading it correctly. Like I had to reshoot this to make sure I explained this correctly. Make sure your stats are going up always when you're trying to pass on stuff. All right? Like this is a big mess up. It could happen to anybody. It's happened to me. Learn from my mistake. The original one I shot was just not good at explaining this. So please learn from my mistake and watch. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. Boom. Keep previous aptitude. Bam. See, it didn't go down. If it had gone down, I would have cried. There's no way of explaining how big of a mess up that is. It resets weeks, months of work, right? So be careful when doing this. When you're trying to pass on your XP, because let's say I re-rolled a better defensive start chart or a better offensive start chart on the side. I'm like, yo, this has 4 stats that I really, really want, and then this one only has 2. Then I would equip the one that I want to level up, and then feed the old one to it while having the one I want equipped, right? Again, I had to reshoot this. Don't make the mistake I did. Look at the little arrows. Make sure the arrows are always going up, always going up. All right.